Hi everyone, welcome to Ethernal Realms. This week we're going to see what the universe has to say to you, or what are the messages from the universe for you. As always, we have 4 piles. This is pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make sure to choose with your intuition. If you're not sure how exactly to go about doing that, you can always visit the video in the ribbon above and it will guide you through it. Whenever you're ready, the timestamps for your reading are in the comment section and also the description box. You can choose your pile and we can get started. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. We're going to see what the universe has to say to you. Okay, so we have the key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. And also, when I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. So this is asking you to keep a lot of faith basically with both of these cards. Is to forget what I think I need. So it's the faith in the way that you don't know the bigger picture yet, and it is impossible while being human to, keep the bigger picture in mind at all times, right? So that's why we need to have faith in just a bigger something. It doesn't have to be a particular god or goddess or religion or institution. It doesn't have to be a particular anything, but rather that there are many things that happen in our lives which are not really explained. Things just have a way of playing out, and you will notice whenever you talk to someone new that they live a different life, right? When you really zoom out and look at it, it's like they live in a different reality, you live in a different reality, and it doesn't necessarily always have to match. So there are many things out there which we don't really know and understand. That's why it is important to keep that in mind and stay humble about the desires that we have. We need to also keep that little grain of truth in our mind that perhaps the thing that we so desire at this moment would not really be in our best interest if we were to pursue it. Similarly, if this particular thing that we want is truly ours and we just feel very honestly gravitated towards it, and it's not coming out of a material sense of satisfaction, then and it has a deep fulfilling state to it, even if it is something material, if it gives you something very deep, and you have to be very dead honest with yourself when you need to determine this thing, right? Self-denial is always going to keep a cloak on top of the truth, right? So knowing when something is giving you true bliss as opposed to material bliss is super important in order to have that healthy sense of humility that, hey, I believe that this is mine, so it will be mine. So I will go forward with the faith and just stay peaceful and calm in this very moment, do what I'm doing, keep on doing what I'm doing, and trust that things will work out. It is not a struggle, it is not very difficult, but whenever we build struggles within ourselves, we should remember that there has to be a percentage of it that is not the ultimate truth. We do tend to cage ourselves a lot, right? So both of these cards are asking you to stop caging yourself. And if you are holding back on expressing yourself in certain ways, then this is encouraging you to just trust and go with the flow for now. Okay, so we have duck next. Find comfort and balance in simple ways. You have support all around you. Yeah, exactly. More encouragement that, you need to move forward with whatever it is that you're wanting to, but keep in mind that you do things which are comfortable for you, and you find comfort doesn't have to be slumping in that comfort zone, right? You don't have to stay stuck there, but it's like, working from home. The work is not exactly comfortable, but you are doing from a comfort space. So now imagine that you are working on something that you are really passionate about or you like doing, So you can do that from being in a comfortable state, even though you don't generally work on certain hobbies or a certain habit that you're trying to form. If you add that one new thing while keeping the 9 other things still comfortable, it is easier to accommodate for that new thing that we are trying to incorporate into our lives, right? That way we can find balance while also staying comfortable. Nothing has to rock the boat too heavily, and yet we still keep moving ahead, right? So yeah, this is asking you to stay in that zone, or find that zone, and then stick true to it, because it is going to take you places anyway. It's not a path of struggle for you. So if you are someone who tends to struggle a little bit, or puts a lot of pressure on yourself, then this is just asking you to rest in the knowing that you are supported, you are comforted, and you will be taken care of as long as you are true to yourself. Okay? And release things which worry too much about you, things that are beyond your control. Just leave it to the universe. Okay? Find comfort again in the knowledge that the universe has your back. So leave it to the universe, let it do it. Okay? Things beyond our control, I mean, honestly, what can you do? Even if you worry 24/7, what can you do anyway, right? You will still be fretting and flustered, and it's not going to be fun for anybody, right? Especially not you. Nobody wants that for you, right? So yeah, basically, try to release. At first it'll be a little bit tough because you haven't started doing it yet, or you're still in the beginning stages, but very soon you're gonna get the hang of it, like with any other thing that we'll learn. Okay? And we have the goose. Your dreams and desires are calling you to action. The journey begins today. Yep, don't hold yourself back if it is something that you are wanting to accomplish. It can be anything in your career, in relationships, in creating a different personality or an outlook for yourself. It can be a number of different things, right? But it can be even, getting a haircut that would be very uncharacteristic for you. But you imagine that if you change the haircut, you might feel differently about yourself. It can be a little bit of a leap of faith, and there can be a concern of what others might think about it. I know this is a very small and superficial example, but just to demonstrate my point that it can be something mundane and material, and yet give you a very blissful sense of being, right? So in the haircut example, if you then leave what others think of you, because that's really honestly not in your control. The only thing that's in your control is how you feel about yourself, right? The rest has to fall in line whenever it needs to fall in line. So do just that part. Feel good about yourself when you look in the mirror every day. Okay? What's that little thing? How can you like yourself? What are the obstacles that stand along your way? Just try to find that sense of balance by actively seeking it and releasing things that are really not in your control. Even things from the past that have pushed you down or have made you doubtful, question your own self-worth. Things like that. Certain people, certain situations which have been toxic to you in the past, they're done. They were a part of your life at a certain time, but it does not need to carry forward with you into eternity, right? So the faster you address the issue, the faster you can deal with it, the faster you can return to balance, and the faster you can feel awesome about yourself, right? And the universe wants you to do that one step at a time. First, by releasing control and allowing yourself to move forward in a much more free way. Okay, we have shift the way to new potential, exactly, giving birth to a possibility of new escalation, new direction, just new everything. Potential is just so much, right? It can be a lot of things. But whatever it is that you want to do, it's really asking you to take a step over there. You don't need to rush in. There is no head-first action. Like I said, no struggle. You don't have to suffer. Please don't believe that you need to suffer in order to get whatever it is you need to do. All you need to do is take one step and explore it on your own terms. Okay? But the important thing is explore. Okay? And we have exactly cut the cords of doubt. I don't even need to explain that. And we have befriend, the word polarize. Okay, some people will agree, some people will disagree with your decisions, but it doesn't matter. It's just saying there will always be some people who are not going to agree with you. There will always be certain places where you're not going to fit, because everyone's sense of reality is different. Everyone's life is different. They come from different perspectives, and that is okay. That's just how it is, right? You cannot change that. We were not made to change any of that. All we need to do is move forward, being aware that yes, even that exists, even this exists, and what is our sense of understanding? Where are we comfortable? What is our gang? You know, what work do we like to do? Where do we want to stay? What vibe do we like to be surrounded by? And there is nothing wrong with a certain vibe or certain group of people, although it may seem like it on the surface, but rather they have a different background, therefore they have a different present. Doesn't have to match up with yours. Okay, so just be like, hey, agree to disagree. It's okay. I like myself the way I am, or I like what I'm doing at the moment, and I hope we later come to an understanding that, we can just wish well for each other. But as of now, okay, I respect your opinion, keep it to yourself. It's kind of like, yeah, you have your sense of boundary. Balance doesn't mean that, you float around aimlessly and you just go wherever the tide takes you. It's just that you are very centered. Okay, you have an understanding of your flaws and your strengths. But by having that understanding, you are able to merge your weaknesses into your strengths eventually with practice. Okay, so what example can I give you here? Let's say you're a perfectionist and you want to start working on something, but you're really afraid of starting that because you're afraid that you might not do a great job at it. Right? It happens. But like the goose says, just take one little step, and it does not have to be perfect. Okay? Just do something for the heck of it. That would be one step. And if you can take that one little step, you can take the second little step as well. And before you know it, you have already shifted to the new potential. And now you no longer feel so insecure in continuing ahead. Then you can start exercising your own sense of perfectionism. What is your standard? What do you like? What do you dislike? What would you change? Why would you change it? Things like that. And then it no longer matters. It's no longer relevant about what others have to say, because you did not take that first tiny step for others. You did that for yourself. Okay? Alright. Let's get you more messages. What does the universe want to tell pile 1 viewers, please? Yeah, 7 of Pentacles has popped out already. It faced up, so I'm going to talk about this first. 7 of Pentacles is about having patience, perseverance, and keeping that faith in the knowledge that you have done the work and the rewards will come. So the point is, whatever step you take, it will be useful. It will be rewarded. You will see the outcome of it. It takes time. Things take time to bloom. Right? You take time to bloom. And it's okay. That is the natural way for things to be. So, because some process is slow, or it has to be done in a very deliberate way, or it is going to take a lot of practice, it's okay. Because you're not working on that entire practice today, right now. You're doing just one thing. One little thing. Okay? So do it one at a time. No one's rushing. There is no rush. Okay? There is no point in rushing either. Just do what you do. Yes, we have the Ace of Wands. So you have that inspiration. You will get ideas. And it's kind of ignite that passion, that inspiration. What inspires you? What ignites you? What makes you want to get up and start moving? What is your motivation? That is something, that spark, you need to find that. Okay? Seek it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid to seek it either. Yes, some things that you explore might not work out if you don't already know what this is that we're talking about. Then this is talking about first you discovering this work and then following through with it, right? Depends on where you are in the journey. But basically, the point is that you start acting on that spark, that passion that is ignited within you, however long it takes, because, I mean, it's your joy, right? You feel happy doing this. So it's not even about what do I get out of this. You will get something out of it, of course, but it's not that's the focal point. This can talk about a hobby, again, a hobby, interest, some habit you want to begin, career, friend circles, some exercise, anything creative, anything sporty, anything really. But it is something that it is bringing you a lot of happiness, this activity, whatever that is. You need to figure that out and start working on it and keep working on it. You will reap the rewards for it in the future. Okay, we have the Lovers as well. So can be in love for some of you. Perhaps you are afraid of approaching someone, but yeah, with the Lovers there, this is not explicitly a love reading, but it can point to the passion you have for someone. Keep patience of that. Don't try to control the situation as of now. And all you need to do is shift your mindset. Just, rest in the peace. Hey, you know what? This can happen. And this will happen because it just is right, okay? Yeah. For some of you, this is also talking about you asking the person out. Okay? If you feel more pulled towards, if you have been feeling that, you're gonna say something, you feel like you're gonna spill it, this can be indicating that, you go ahead. If you feel that urge for doing that, if that's something that comes in your mind very often, but you hold yourself back, then this is encouraging you to go ahead and take that first step. Okay? And then release whatever the response might be. I know easier said than done, of course. Like, it would be a really nervous time for us. So perhaps prepare on that first. That's why the mindset shift, and also, leave it to the universe. Leave the things that you cannot control to the universe and do what you gotta do. Right? So if you feel the urge to confess your liking towards someone, then this is just go ahead and do it. Very likely it is a soulmate, and you yourself would recognize that as well. Right? You just resonate very deeply with this person. Your ideologies match, your belief systems match. You can have a very open and honest conversation, so on and so forth. Then yeah, that would be very likely a soulmate connection, because we don't have just one soulmate, right? Yeah, so go ahead and explore that. But even if not in a love context, this is talking about whatever it is that you are feeling passionate towards and driven towards, and it keeps popping up in your mind, or you keep kind of gravitating towards this particular activity. This is something that has been brought towards you, a very fated incident, or it is meant to be on your path. You're meant to be together. So go ahead and explore it. Again, the meaning still remains the same regardless of which area of life you're going to employ it. Okay? Okay. The universe's messages for pile 1. Okay, we have, this just slipped. I'm gonna take it back. We have Moon Peak, which is dream. Yeah, don't be afraid to dream and explore that dream. Okay, dream away, take inspiration, bring inspiration. Dreams are where anything is possible, right? That's where the mind becomes truly uncaged. So uncage yourself, cut the cords of doubt, and start soaring and just explore the possibilities. Imagine anything can happen and see where your mind takes you. Okay? Don't be afraid of your own shadows. You have the light to carry you ahead in this. I feel like you do have the strength to do any inner work that is necessary in order to get to this point. It's just a matter of taking the initiative to go ahead and do it. Okay? Just don't be afraid, because the universe supports you. Your spirit squad supports you. Okay, that's your message, pile 1. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope it resonated and helped you out. Do let me know in the comments what you thought. Like the video if you liked it. Share and subscribe as well. It really shows your support. Thank you so much. And if you want a personal reading, you can always reach me via my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box in the comments below. Feel free to check out any of my other videos. There are plenty on my channel, all different genres. Check it out if you want. But until next time, take care. Bye. Hi Pal 2, welcome to your reading. We'll see what the universe's messages are for you. Okay, we have the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. And we have happiness is my birthright. There is a little bit of a hint of what I already said in pile 1, but this is talking about releasing things that are beyond your control to the universe, because honestly you cannot do much about it, and it is only acting as a weight on your shoulders that does not need to exist. Okay, so relinquish things that are not working, which are not in your control, and work on the things that are in your control, right? That way you can focus much better on the tasks that are controllable by you, right? The things that you can take ownership of them, take accountability for them, and start putting in the work and the energy in the right places where you can actually see constructive growth towards, right? That does require a bit of faith that the external things will work out in their favor. It's like when we apply for colleges, we don't know if we are going to get into that college that we love or not, but we still send the application anyway. We do our best, but we constantly keep worrying anyway, right? So that worry part, that's what it is. The universe is asking you to leave to the universe. And after you've made your application, just say something in your mind. Say that, hey, universe, hello, I have done my work. You're witness to all that I have done, and according to me I have completed my part. Please do your part. I really love this place, or I really want to get into this job or school or whatever, or I want this particular person in my life, not in a feverish, desperate way, but rather that I appreciate their existence and I will respect them and appreciate them whenever they are in my life, every single day or whatever, however often you practice gratefulness. But it has to come from a place of actual happiness and joy rather than something that tries to fill a void. Okay? Because happiness is your birthright. So what actually makes you happy? That's something that you need to be seeking and doing. It is yours. It has to be. You're meant to be happy, okay? No one comes here with the intention to suffer incessantly. Yes, there is a part of suffering in our lives, but it only becomes worse because we create a vortex for ourselves. Whenever we are worried, we feed into the worry, and then we make it anxiety, and then we move on to depression, and then we get suicidal. We don't need to spin it off to that much of an extent. It is okay to get worried once in a while. It is human. It is in our nature. Everyone worries, right? But also remember that you're not supposed to worry all the time. There is not one emotion for one single person for the entire lifetime, right? There are ups and downs. Flow with it as best as you can and recognize through all these cycles of ups and downs that there will always be things that we cannot handle and take care of, however much we want to have a grip on them. So all we can do is do what we do and be happy doing what we do. And if we are not happy doing what we do, we need to find something that gives us this real joy. Is it spending time with your closest friends or your family? Is it spending time with your hobbies, your career, your hopes and aspirations, manifestations, aspirations, yeah, I already said that, and also desires that you have, just imagining about all that, daydreaming. What is it? It doesn't have to be something that pays you or something that gives you something else other than joy, right? It's asking you to find that, because from that place miracles happen. You will let go because you hold no expectations from that particular person, place, task. Okay? So be free, be fearless. That's already very explained. Okay. We have Cardinal next, stand tall and proud, see the leadership role unfolding ahead of you. So this is being a leader of your own life, where you take charge, like I said, the accountability and ownership of your life and emotions that you're feeling. And you know what? I'm tired of being sad. I'm not going to be sad anymore. Not because I've been ignoring my sad, but just that I have been sulking far too long, and now I want to be happy. So buzz off things that annoy me. You're not needed in my life. Thank you very much for teaching me this valuable lesson. Bye-bye. Time's up. Right? So stand tall and proud that you have gone through a serious some things in your life, right? And things that still bother you, things that are bothering you at this time, even though it has not been 100% resolved, it is still up to you how you perceive that situation, right? So you are in charge. Make yourself feel in charge. Then we have Starlink. Now is the time to get out into the world and connect in authentic ways. So yeah, this is more talking about networking. If you are in a foreign country, for example, making a diverse group of friends, be real all the time, because you know what? People are people all over the world. Okay, regardless of race, culture, religion, etc., people will still be people. Everyone feels sad, everyone feels happy, everyone is hungry and sleepy and yawny and whatever else. Okay, so don't worry too much about all of the other differences. You don't have to gel in that cultural way necessarily, but reach out on a human level. Okay, might help. Just try it if you haven't already. So networking is something that's coming up, making new friends, or in a professional setting. If you're new in a certain job and you're worried about how you're going to do, then this is just saying, hey, you know what, do what you like. You came here to do what you like, so go ahead and do that. And talk to people when you feel like. Don't get too nervous and frazzled beforehand. And if you feel that, it's okay, just take a beat. No need to urgently, make friends. It's not an urgent thing, right? Everything is about, hey man, just flow and do what you like. Don't hold yourself back. That's the point. What are the universe's messages for Pile 2 viewers, please? There's also, if you're trying to find someone in a romantic relationship, then this is still asking you to, connect in real ways. Not to impress specifically, but rather just to get to know someone, and you like the companionship, things like that. Okay, we have Creator Fire, so that's very passionate. Connect with your solar plexus, which is the center house of your power, your motivation, inspiration, your drive, and also the center for our human external sense of happiness, okay? So as long as the fire keeps burning within you, you will keep going. Okay, my grandfather told me this one line when I was really young, and I did not really understand much of spirituality and all of that. But he had told me to close my ears from both sides and hold it against the ear hole basically, and pay attention to what I hear after closing my ears. And I was like, I don't know. There's this fuzzy thing there is some sound. Sorry. Try it for yourself. But he said that is the inner fire that we have, the soul's fire. And as long as that keeps burning, you are still alive. So you cannot give up. You are still alive. You are still here. You're still kicking. You can go at it again. Okay? And I did not understand it then. I was like, that sounds profound. But I didn't really absorb it. But whenever I have gone through a very difficult situation, I've always done that. And every time I thought that, you know what, I'm done, I'm going to give up now, I paid attention to this lesson that my grandfather had told me. I was like, you know what, I'm still alive. So we'll see what comes. Okay? This is your powerhouse. This is your strength. Pay attention to your solar plexus. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a chakra. It's around the belly button. It honestly is very important. It also associates with our abilities of digestion and stomach issues. So if you have imbalances in that area, work on balancing them. There are many meditation music online on YouTube itself, which are really nice. You can try them out, see what fits for you. But, make sure that you always first work on the root chakra. Even if you have a perfectly stable root chakra, it doesn't hurt to, revise it a little bit. Play the root chakra music for like 5-10 minutes or something, and then move forward to the higher chakras, because if your base is not solid, you cannot really build up on it, right? So whatever work you do on the solar plexus without root is not going to stay stable, and the point is that you stay and sustain that fire, right? Okay, I've made a video on root chakra, and it's for beginners, so you can, and there are many timestamps, so you can really quickly get to the point. It's very informative, so you can check that out. It's on my channel, but that's only if you're interested. Okay, we have make a mission statement for your soul. Yeah, what do you want to achieve? Where is it you want to go? What life do you want to live? This is the whole hopes, aspirations, and desires. What's that big goal that you have? What is that big picture scene that you see for yourself? A particular house you live in, or a particular life that you're living? What do you look like? What is your personality 5 years from now or 10 years from now? Not what you are doing specifically, but rather who you are. 5 years from now, what age will you be? And when you imagine yourself in that age, are you on that track? If not, what can you do today that is going to take you to that track and make this future imagination a real possibility? Make that mission statement. Get those serious goals. That way it will not feel so flitty all around, and you will not worry about the little speed bumps along the way, because they're still on the same road. And we have in balance. Yep, reaching in balance is something that is being urged to you by the universe. Come into balance and harmony. I would really encourage chakra work for you guys, actually, because I've found from personal experience that it does affect a lot. And I started that recently, last year itself. Before that, I had almost no knowledge of chakras, and I was extremely imbalanced. No, wait, last year I started. Yes. But then I started to work on it very dedicatedly. First the root, then the sacral, then the solar plexus and the heart, and then the throat, the third eye, and the crown. That brought me into so much alignment. I was honestly able to admit the things that were in my own denial, the things that I'm afraid to admit, for example, about external situations and also internal. But after I admitted them, I'm not gonna say it's like super easy and everything's just gonna fit into place for you. No, you have to do the work, of course. You are the one living here, so you get into balance. But because the universe encourages balance and harmony and happiness, etc., it is not scathing. It's not toxic in any way. It does not drain your energy. It rather gives you more by recognizing the things that are in your denial space, or the things that you are not noticing yet, the things you are ignorant about. And it's okay. We can't know all things about us at all times. It's not possible. But it is a gradual process. But if we never take a step towards it, we will never even be in that gradual process, right? Make a start, go for what is it you want to be, and yes, there is a way to make that happen. There is. Whatever you are wanting or whatever you truly seek from within is possible. That's what I understand from all these cards, at least. Okay? When you stay in balance and harmony, especially in your chakra zone, you are able to receive messages for yourself from the universe. Your intuition is very sharpened. You can notice that you have certain clair abilities, clairvoyance, cognizance, audience, sentience, and there was another one. I always forget one. I don't know why, but the extra sensory abilities which you can't really explain. Yeah, but you know it to be true, And you don't need to broadcast it to anybody, because it is something that comes from within you, and it is something private between you and the universe. But because you are in communication now, you're able to lead yourself much more efficiently in your day-to-day life. It's asking you to get into balance. And if you already work actively in this field, then this is asking you to fine-tune it whichever way it's missing. If you're already in that zone, again, everyone's in a different space in life, right? Everyone's in a different stage as well. So, take the stage that resonates with you, of course. But in that case, it's asking you to remain in that state. Okay, let's get you some more cards. Pile 2, please. What are the universal messages for pile 2 viewers? Alright, we have Elder of Cups or the King of Cups. Then we have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah. And finally we have the Sun. I'm going to put this on top of this one because literally happiness is my birthright. That's what I get with the Sun there. Three of Pentacles is next to the Starlight because it is talking about teamwork and networking, cooperation, connecting with people, owning up to your strengths and weaknesses in terms of a professional setting or a personal setting, and by admitting you can help each other out. And when you help each other, you grow together, right? You learn from them and help alleviate your own weaknesses, and you help them with their weaknesses and so on by playing to your strengths. And the Elder of Cups is connecting with your deepest sense of spirituality, paying attention to your heart and how you feel from within. Not being afraid of any emotions, but rather delving deep and coming from a very compassionate point of view for your own emotions, okay? So when you are not doing very great in life, instead of going, you know what, I suck and I don't do anything and I'm useless and I will never achieve anything, go like, okay, this is not good. Okay, I don't like what I'm doing at this moment. It is not getting me anywhere. So what can I do right now that is going to take me somewhere? Who can help me out in this situation? Because I clearly cannot think clearly. How can I make time to meditate if I don't have time? How can I relate with my deeper sense of peace a lot more? What little thing can I do right now that is going to take me towards that final goal? These are the questions of the Elder of Cups. Is always fine-tuned and connected with the soul's desires. Is very compassionate, empathetic, and understanding, and caring, and soothing, and gentle with themselves. And that's why they're able to understand other people more. And that's when you can connect with people a lot more authentically in a deeply emotional level as well. And then again, with the Sun there, I was telling you, whatever it is that you're wanting or dreaming or afraid to dream of, it is possible. So please don't be afraid, because it really can become your reality. Okay? This is success, hope, optimism, joy, and it also connects Sun. It is the powerhouse again. The solar plexus is ruled by the Sun. So that is again pointing to that specific place. Creator, fire, Sun, and happiness is my birthright, which is also a very yellow card. I was going to mention that already, but I was waiting for further validation there. Okay, that's lovely to see that it lined up. Okay. Pile 2, please. Universe's messages for pile 2 viewers. Yep, we have Waning Gibbous, express. Yeah, express yourself. That's the whole connecting with people. Express yourself to yourself. We have surrender, waning crescent, and we have third quarter harvest. Yeah, so success again is inevitable. Surrender into the process. Don't be afraid to, say your intentions, say what you want, and watch it manifest. Okay, so people who are trying to manifest as well, don't hold on to things, don't even expect, because honestly this is something you like, right? So you don't need to cling to something that you like. You just do it, you just be with it, right? You don't even think about what comes next because you're just so absorbed in that moment. So express your desires, your needs, and intentions to the universe, then surrender and release the expectations and need for control, and watch your dreams harvest, because you have put in the work for it. Lovely. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you, Pile 2. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope it helped and resonated. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like the video if you liked it. Share and subscribe as well. It really helps support the channel. And if you want a personal reading, you can always reach me via my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box and the comment below. Feel free to check out any of my other videos. They're all there on my channel, different genres. So yeah, it's up to you. Until next time, take care. Bye. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. We'll see what the universe has to say to you. First we have, I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. So this is literally the universe asking you to trust in it, follow the synchronicities, and just know that even though you cannot see the final goal yet, it's okay because you're still on the right path. Then we have, in any moment I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. It's asking you to meditate or introspect in any other way that you know or you employ other than meditation, in order to connect with your own spirit and hear the voice of the universe through an understanding and knowing that is inherent to the bond of you with the universe. Okay, that way you will understand that you truly are being guided. You feel that safety when you're in that zone where you can be a little bit distant from the more human, material point of life that we live. And when we retreat into our inner self, we see things in a more objective light. We can be a lot more honest from that objective point. I was getting something else. It's asking you to talk to the universe directly via meditation, contemplation, prayer, stillness, mindfulness, i.e., right? It will help you personally to see how today's problems or yesterday's issues were still on the right path towards making you into a more full-fledged version of yourself. This includes the goals that you're trying to achieve, of course. The trust, it can't be badgered onto you. You cannot force trust, right? I mean, obviously. So in order to recognize that you can trust the universe, the only way you can truly, truly achieve that is by getting in touch with the universe by yourself. All tarot is, a spokesperson, a medium for the universe and other guides and basically the spirit realm to the physical realm. But even so, the most potent is when you yourself connect, right? So it is asking you to have that bond and relationship with the universe itself, as though it is your teacher, as though it is a guide, it is the North Star that we are supposed to be walking towards. And keeping that in mind, having an open and honest conversation. If you don't understand a certain thing in life, and I do this very regularly, by the way, whenever I don't understand the universe's plan and I'm just getting really frustrated about where I am or what is happening in my life, that I'm very busy or it's very tiring, blah, 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 different issues. But whenever I feel like that and I pray or meditate, even in the shower, while I'm walking, whatever it is, whenever it is that you find this little time where you genuinely want to ask a certain question, the mind becomes quiet for a brief moment. Use that brief moment to really honestly ask the universe, like, what are you doing? I don't understand why this is happening to me. Can you please tell me why? Why do I need to do this? Why is this happening? Am I supposed to learn something? Am I supposed to cleanse something? Should I accept something? Should I let go of something? What is it that I'm supposed to be doing at this point? Please tell me. Being very honest and open with it, not fearing it, but rather really asking, because it will answer. Okay? It also knows that you cannot simply trust, and that trust is built, right? And trust is built when you can have an open communication, when you can have a solid foundation in your bond with the universe, right? So start working towards that. It's inviting you, basically. Okay, and we have, the moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. Yeah, so again, this goes along with that point that I was saying, that not coming from a point of fear that if you ask any questions, it is going to hate on you or be like, oh, well, how dare you, the universe knows best, you better sit your ass back down. That's not what it is trying to do. The point of us being here on earth is that we can experience things for ourselves, and through our experience, we gain a better understanding of things, i.e. our wisdom that we gain by the end of our life, right? It is not something that drops on our head at a certain time. We learn through making mistakes. We go through repetitive cycles of the same situation, same type of people. We keep reflecting and projecting and deflecting and avoiding certain situations, but however far and wide we try to run from the truth, we will always come back to it, because ultimately the soul wants to come into unity with all that is. Okay? That is love. You are unconditional. You can appreciate the suffering that you have gone through because it has built you into a certain person that you are today. And if not for that particular problem, you would not be how you are today. Even if it feels that, you know what, it was way too dragged along, it was too painful for the amount of things that I learned, it did still teach you. It's just that while being human, we don't have that much awareness of who we are as a spirit or in our soul form. So it is okay, and it is forgiven, because we do have a reason for why we did not get to the lesson very quickly. But it is not excusable. Okay? When we are steering away from our path and not listening to our own inner voice, it is not an excuse. We cannot just say, oh, well, I was human and the rest. Yes, everyone is human though, right? Meanwhile, some people are able to keep going and sustain on this path, while others purposefully deter themselves away. But the point is to coalesce between these divisions and this apparent, yes, apparent is the correct word, this apparent separation which is within us and also in our environment. This doesn't mean that everything has to fit with everyone. It doesn't happen, of course, but it is important to come from a place of understanding, right? Understand yourself, understand your flaws, where they come from. Because when you understand that they do come from a certain point, and that it is not you that is evil or wanting selfish things or greedy or materialistic, etc., which are the characteristic of human nature, you can then start to, mold that and reshape it or moderate it. You can know what you need to do with it only when you can forgive yourself and come from a greater place of understanding. What I'm getting mainly here is that you need to be a little bit more objective, and the way you can do that is by connecting with the universe, whether, again, that is introspecting and contemplating in like via meditation or via prayers or mindfulness, or while you do a certain monotonous activity. That's also when our mind starts running. So whenever it is in a loop, you're worrying about something, catch yourself and really honestly have a very open conversation with yourself. It is not a public affair. It definitely is very private, but the universe is encouraging you to have this conversation. That way you can coalesce and you unite with your own self a lot more. Your mind can be much clearer. Your emotions and your thoughts can realign, so your heart and your head can come on the same page. You can always agree on some things and agree to disagree on certain things, right? But as and when all of this is happening, you can get certain epiphanies or realizations, and kind of 5 years of your life kind of coalesce and come together in that 1 second, and you're like, oh, that's why I had to go through all that. I needed to go through all that. Okay, it is clear. Okay, so I was guided even when I did not know that I was guided. Things like that. Okay, then we have grouse, which is embrace the power of dance and movement to access your highest guidance. This can be, again, running, jogging, walking, dancing, yoga, Pilates, Zumba, anything that you do, anything that gets you out of a funk, basically. Do something, some type of physical exercise can help you release and kind of lighten up your vibe a little bit, right? That's when you can, that could be, for some of you, it can be a suggestion that it will help you get to this place of stillness a lot faster, because you're tired or after this. So tire yourself out by doing something that, gets your physical going and, releases all this extra tension. Get to that point of stillness, and then we talked about the rest, right? Okay, what are the universe's messages for Pilot 3 viewers, please? Okay, so we have light in the unexpected. Exactly, this talks about epiphanies, and even when the times have looked very bleak, as though nothing is going to change and you're forever trapped in a certain situation and that chaos will always follow you, etc., this is showing you that even in the darkest of days, you have come out. Even when you thought numerous times that you will not get out of a certain situation, you did get out. Today, you are someone else. You are in a different place. You are, and things will keep changing. Things are always shifting. But trust that it will be in the favor, because light will always be there. Unexpected epiphanies, that is what realizations are just going to drop on your head the moment you start connecting deeply with the universe and having that open conversation. And we also have overthinking can spoil the magic. Yeah, whenever I look at this card, this always reminds me of the brain, the two halves of the brain, and how this one circle is something that unites the two halves, right? We have, I don't know what the scientific term is, I don't know that much biology, but I know that there is a part that connects with the two halves of the brain, right? So the mind can do a lot of thinking, okay? It's really good when you need to think, but if you give it too much rein, then it is going to overthink. It is going to give you that reality check, which is an apparent reality, because everyone's reality is different, but it can also give you a very warped view of what to expect from the future. It removes hope when you have had a tough life or a tough period of time. This can be like, in the past, it has not worked out. In the past, I have connected with the universe and I have not gotten any answers, so why should I do it again? I have tried dancing and some traumatic event or whatever, something happened. So why should I go back to it again? It's learning from the past, especially the ones that have hurt us most, and it learns that the brain is basically learning and being conditioned over time. That's why we, change our ways, and, with our age, we also change the way we think and comprehend certain things, etc., right? But it can also overthink. It can add to the fears and circulate those fears incessantly, such that it ruins any type of openness that you can have in your mind. It clouds you in such a way that you cannot see that a different reality is also possible, that there are many, many, many people on earth who are living completely separate and different lives, and that all those separate lives coexist in the same time frame. It's marvelous when you think about it that way, right? So it is possible. Realigning yourself, coming back to a much more stable point is very much possible, but your mind is doing more of the work. So I think Grouse, with the whole dance movement and all of that, is more pointing towards how you can not think about something for a while, just focus on one task and just be in that movement, be in that state. Dance really helps you, just be in that state for a while. That gets you out of a funk, and then you can regroup after it. You get tired and you don't want to overthink. You're too exhausted to be thinking too much. So what do? You have an open conversation. Use that time to reach a moment of stillness. Don't try to run away from the issues. I never will encourage that. Never run away from any issue. Rather face it head on. Okay? But for you, it is just, transition slowly. There's never a rush. Okay, there's no point in rushing. It just makes it even more frazzled and more overthinking. So flow with it, but make use of the energy that you have at that time. If you're in a low energy state, then that's perfect, because you can then, calm down much easier. Have chamomile tea or something. That really helps you out. Meditate before going to sleep if you don't fall asleep immediately, and even if you do, you will fall asleep on day 1 and 2, but as long as you keep reminding yourself to not fall asleep on the 3rd day, you will not. Like I said, you can teach the brain, but you need to be the one in charge of your brain, of your mind. You need to be in charge of your own experience. And how can you do that? The universe will guide you. Okay? Excellent. Let's see more. Pile 3, please. Messages from the universe for pile 3. I'll take these 3. We have the 8 of Swords. This is any type of self-pity, victim mentality, self-entrapment. This can be your thought processes and also past emotional traumas that don't allow you to see your own beauty and light, right? Any hope that comes your way, you can very easily slam it down with the 8 of Swords, because you don't feel as though you deserve that light, or that you just accept this entrapment as your reality now. Once you accept it there, it is hard to get out of it, of course. But that's why you're watching this reading, and that's why the universe is telling you that that's not true. You are not supposed to be trapped. You are actually limitless and boundless if you only explore. If you only decide that, I am in an apparent state of entrapment, and I don't need to stay like this, because honestly, I'm not happy about it. Check with yourself. What is it you're unhappy about? And don't just say, oh, well, I'm doomed to, fail in life, or I'm doomed to be upset forever. That's not true, okay? You're meant to be happy. You're meant to be successful in whatever it is that you want to explore. And success is very different for different people, okay? But make sure to not go with the world's view of everything, but rather, and it can sometimes be that, the world, society, culture, etc. are ones that tell you have to be a certain way in order to be successful. You have to be a certain way in order to be beautiful. But beauty is something inherent, and it is different for everyone. So if you cannot accept your own sense of, your own definition of success and beauty and happiness, then you can never fully experience it. So it can even be that for some of you, you're just trapped by the societal understanding of things, and it's only a conditioning. But it doesn't have to be, because you need to unleash yourself. You can unleash yourself because it's not real. You know what? No, I don't have the deck at the moment. But in the other deck, the Lightseer's Tarot deck, there's one lady who's sitting in front of the mirror, and the lady who she doesn't have any blindfolds or any traps on her, but in the mirror she sees herself as blindfolded and trapped numerous times. She feels as though she perceives herself as trapped, even though that is not reality. Okay, so that is what we're talking about here. And we also have Four of Pentacles. This is about releasing things that have hardened you. And yes, a sense of boundary is very, very important. But not so much that you create boundaries against yourself, your own happiness, your own success, your own growth. Okay? Four of Pentacles, things that you have learned in the past, the things that you have experienced in the past will act as tools for coping in the future. It has given you it's kind of like, if I can get through this, I can get through anything. So in the future, whatever problems come along your way, even if they are in objective reality kind of similar in difficulties, you would experience the new situation as difficult because you have already gone through something like this. Therefore, your brain learns, your soul learns, and you grow from it. So don't dredge up the past. There's no use of it, because the things that you are supposed to gain from that past experience, you have gained, and you will employ in the future, whether you consciously do it or it subconsciously happens. Okay? So you don't need to keep that in mind and be like, I have been hurt before, so I will cage my heart forever. No. Is that making you happy? Because if you cage your heart forever, you're also caging it against yourself. It's not like you like yourself either. It's okay to say, I don't want people wasting my time and energy. That's completely up to you and what you consider a waste of time and energy. That's completely fine. But again, at the same time, it's like, I will shut everyone out is going to the other extreme. Okay? I will never open up. That's another extreme. Don't get so hard that you cannot experience any happiness. That's my point. Okay. And we also have strength. Now, strength talks about the ability to literally go through life's troubles and still flourish. The point of this imagery of this card, and I really love this from the book, by the way, that even in the toughest of environments, in a desert where there is no water, there is no nourishment and nurturing, the flower still blooms. Even though the plant itself has thorns and it is scary, it will still bloom. That's not a limiting factor. Nothing is a limiting factor. If life wants to thrive, it will find a way. You have that quiet and gentle power within you that will always be there as a part of you. It's simply who you are. Don't forget it, because you will bloom as long as you allow yourself. There is no external situation holding you down, pushing you down. And if there is, it's time to say goodbye to that. But if it is you yourself, trapping yourself and saying that you cannot do it, cannot do something, cannot achieve something, is just saying, no, you have plenty of strength within you that can get through literally anything. Okay? And that fierceness, that ferocity is forever going to be a part of you. And there's always more to come. There is an entire vault of strength. Everything is limitless, like I said. And you can find that even more, the courage to get out of a funk. You can really ask the universe itself that, oh, that's loud, right? Okay. That was loud and I really forgot what I was saying. I had to pause the video. Yeah, but my point was that you can totally get the strength and courage that you need from the universe itself, as and when you need to get out of a certain situation. Oh yes, I remember now, thank God. So whenever you do struggle with certain thoughts, feelings, just convey that to the universe itself. Be like, you know what, I'm struggling with, facing my fear of something, or getting out of this situation. I just constantly keep feeling bad and I don't want to anymore. Can you please help? I don't know how to help myself. Even that's okay. Just ask that. Just really ask, and honestly ask, and wait for an answer. You will get an answer. A day or two, you will get an answer, a sign. Just be on the lookout. It'll be there, because it really is a light in the unexpected. Even though you're not waiting and hanging, holding on the phone for the answer to come in, and it might feel very defeatist at that time, you will see that there is an answer. There will be something someone says, something you see, that is really going to help you out. Or just an understanding and knowledge you get when you are praying or contemplating. Just a realization, a coalescence of things that you have experienced, and the whole point of all of that. Okay? Then we have first quarter, grow. Yeah, the universe asking you to grow again. Progress from where you are at the moment. Don't hold on to the past. Don't hold yourself back. Instead, flourish. And we have complete with the full moon. So full moons are also about releasing. Release things that don't deserve your attention anymore, don't need your attention anymore actually, and complete that particular chapter. Finish it. Just say, okay, you know what, tie up the loose ends, and yeah, okay, this is what I needed to get, and that's over now, and I don't want that anymore. I'm done with it. Thank you very much. New chapter, please. Let's move on to the next phase of my life. Okay, and with all of this, just tying up the loose ends and everything that I'm talking about, each thing takes some time. So get started and get communicating with the universe itself. Trust the direction again. You will receive signs and synchronicities as and when you have that open conversation with it. And when you get that realization, try not to overthink it again. Just take it as it comes. You have that, whenever you get information while you're meditating or praying, it is just a knowing, okay? It's one simple sentence or two words, or it's very simple in essence, but it hits different somehow, okay? Because you are in that objective and receptive state, okay? Try to get into that as much as you can, either by yourself, or again, there are many meditative music online on YouTube, and that can really help you out as well, right? So I wish you all the very best. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like the video if you liked it, share and subscribe as well. If you want a personal reading, you can always visit me on Etsy. The link is in the description box in the comments below. Feel free to check out any of my other videos. There are plenty different genres on my channel. And I will see you in some of my other readings. Until then, take care. Bye. Hi Pal 4, welcome to your reading. We'll see what the universe has to say to you. We have my outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. And we have, when I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. Okay, one is sun-like, one is moon-like. That's interesting. Yeah, sun and the moon. What I'm getting from this is that you need to connect more with your core, your spirit, and not pay a kind of... The moon represents our fears, our unconscious desires, the subconscious programming, things like that, right? So the things that we are experiencing at this time, the certain people we attract, or the certain types of situations we attract into our lives, is a result of that programming of reality, okay? So this is the time when it is asking you to step out of that programming, because it's no longer benefiting you, and rather get more in touch with your spirit, because that's when you are happiest, and when you're happiest, you attract support from the universe. Whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, it is more likely to come into your reality. I know it's a little bit loud in the background, but I just have to get this out right now. The joyful reality that you wish to experience will more likely present itself when you can accept that joy that is within you. That soul's desire to experience a certain life, a certain reality, that's what you need to accept and bring into your conscious understanding. Okay, I'm going to pause the video now, wait for that background to stop, and then continue. Okay, So next we have the Condor. Hold the highest vision for your life. You now possess the ability to move past any hurdles. Exactly. The highest vision is, again, of course, your hopes, dreams, and aspirations, but also what your soul desires, right? The reality you want to experience, the life you want to see, who do you want to grow into, and whatever stands in between you and that vision, it's possible to overcome it. If you can dream it, you can make it happen. That's the point of the Condor. Soar above. You can't wait for problems to lift themselves away. And, you can't pray that please remove all my troubles. Not everything can be happening that way, except for maybe the material discomforts, which, of course, depend on more external things. And, yeah, okay, when you pray about that or hope for that, manifest all of those things, it does work out in a way that, it's removed in a sense. But if there are lessons attached to it, then you need to work through the certain lessons in order for those situations to be removed from your life. So ultimately what is actually happening is that you are growing beyond it. You're transcending that problem because it doesn't hold any relevance in your life anymore. For example, let's think of an example now. Alright, I'm just gonna give you a personal one. The house that I'm living in is kind of half built. Okay, there's a lot of construction material downstairs. It's not in my way, but it's still there, and it's not yet perfect, and it's not like a house. Okay, so initially when I came, it was very, very frustrating. I was annoyed. The kitchen is all wrong, and I like cooking, and I can't, for the landlord's reason, I can't even, make the types of foods that I would like because it's not possible, right? So then I have to adjust a lot. And I have all 3 sun, moon, rising, and fixed signs. I'm not really great with the whole adaptability stuff, right? But this house really taught me, even though in a harsh way, it really taught me that if you want to make something, you make it happen. It doesn't matter that something is irritating. You will get annoyed for so long, and then you will get annoyed of being constantly annoyed, and then you will end up doing what you want to do anyway. So that's what it is asking you to do. Kind of focus on that one thing, or the many things, that life, the reality that you want to experience, and don't worry about the rest, because either you will grow out of it or you will accept it, you will work with it. There will be some solution, some understanding that comes along the way, even though it doesn't seem like that in that very moment. Even when I had to move out from my previous house to this current house, I needed this house. So this is the correct house for that particular situation. Doesn't mean that this is the house, the forever home, right? So yeah, I do accept that, hey, I have to move ahead later on, but while I'm here, I cannot put my entire life on pause. So I have to do what I need to do regardless of what is happening externally. Yeah, so I will adjust if I need to adjust, I will deal with what I need to deal with, and I will simply do what I need to do. The Condor is then flying above it. In the previous house, I had to transcend the qualities of that house. It was still a student apartment, and I was sharing it with multiple people. So I did not want to do that anymore. But I had to be independent. It's like with any manifestation. You have to be what is it that you wish for. That way you can transcend the limitations that you have at the moment, at least in your mind and in your heart, and you know it to be true that you deserve whatever it is that you're wishing for, an independent house for me. So by really being independent and taking care of everything that I want to take care of in the future, by doing that already, I say to the universe, hey, now I'm doing all of this, so it's about time. I have to get it. I must get it. I must get a nice house. Not nice, but an independent house. That was my priority at that time. So what I did was I had to transcend those limitations. And it takes time. It's not easy. But it is a one step-by-step process. Okay? As long as you have that vision, you will keep going through hurdles. This applies to personal limitations, internal conditions, exactly, right? How you're feeling, how you're thinking, how you're perceiving things. Is it toxic? How is it making you feel? How much do you trap yourself? Do you allow yourself to be happy? Do you feel that sense of deservingness? If not, what will make you feel deserving of whatever it is you're wishing for? That would be the hurdle that you can get through. Okay, then we have Bluebird, which is you are being gifted with blessings of happiness and peace. Perfect. I see this card very rarely. Also this one, actually. So I'm really happy to see them here again. But they align absolutely perfectly. The moon represents the fears and insecurities that we have, which are kind of underneath the surface. We know about it a little bit, but not really the depths of it. So the condor, when you look at it from a higher perspective and not so involved in that cloud of emotions and overthinking, then we can really see that, aha, yes, I am feeling conflicted within me, so I fight a lot with the people around me. Or I fight with life itself and I feel as though the universe is against me. Things like that. So the external things that you feel have an internal reflection as well. Okay? So pay attention to that. Do it one by one. Just focus on one thing at a time. Because you are going to shift to the happy phase, the peaceful, the joyful. But it cannot come if you cannot release. It is there. It is waiting. You are being gifted. Gift is like, it is something that is simply going to flood in and you don't have to suffer and struggle in order to reach the state. All you need to do is go deep within, face what you need to face, and connect to your joyful presence. What makes you happy and blissful? What gives you fulfillment? What makes you feel bright about yourself again? Okay, and that your joyful presence does not depend on anyone else or anything else. It is just who you are. If, for example, if scheduling or having things organized is something that just gives you that mental peace, then go ahead and do that. Yes, it will take like 5-10 minutes of your day. What's the big deal? You have 24 hours, 23 hours, 50 minutes in that case. Big deal, right? If that's something that makes you happy, go ahead and do it. If it is some hobby thing that you have been neglecting because you have to be, it has to have a certain standard, or you say you don't have time, etc. It doesn't have to be 1 full hour or that you have to do it every single day. Don't make it so rigid that it is hard to approach, right? Just dip your toe in, try it out. Same goes for internal things that you're trying to deal with, much heavier issues with feeling upset or guilt or lack of deservingness, lack of acceptance, etc., etc. Many things that many different people experience. Everything you can deal with one by one, but with each step you will connect a little bit more with the joyful sense, a little bit more with your soul. And with each connection with your soul, you get more help from the universe because you're actually trying. You're genuinely taking your steps. And the universe really, really understands that. When you're being honest with yourself, it is going to be honest with you. If you are going to be seeking for resources, it will bring you the resources. But you need to seek in order for it to know that you're waiting for an answer from it. Right? If you want to ask certain questions, you need to ask it in order to receive the answer. You can't just, yes, it is all-knowing, but it needs you to be all-knowing as well in order for you to be one with the universe itself, right? It's an equal give and take. Establish a relationship, and the first step that you can take towards building that relationship is by building that connection with your own spirit, okay? And as and when you do, you will notice how your life changes externally. It is a direct reflection. Therefore, you especially, I did not see this same thing for all piles, but for you, you will receive direct validation as and when you take a step. Okay. Yes, the universe's messages for pile 4, please. So the universe's messages for pile 4. Cards. I'll take the ones that have been open already. We have You Are Epic. I mean, don't need to explain that really. And we have You Are Living Poetry. That is, all the ups and downs have a very, in hindsight, when you look back and when you recombine with yourself, you will see how it's just all it's kind of grand, it's a little bit dramatic as well, and that it's a song. The song has a chorus, it has that first verse and the final closing, and there is an up and down, and there is a flow to it, and you will see how everything makes sense. Everything has been right in its own place and its own time, and that everything cannot continue into the next phase of your life, and that's perfect. That in itself is perfect, that flow of things. So recognizing that your life, your essence, the way you have grown so far from childhood up till now, that it is poetic in a way. It is telling a story. Even epic, epics and sagas, in that way, you yourself are a story. You don't need to look for one. You don't need to ask for one. You have a story. How about living it? With the living poetry. Wow, we have Soul on Fire. Again, it really wants to connect with you. It kind of making it extremely obvious there. Also, you are epic, meaning your soul as well is epic, duh. And it has a story of its own that it wishes to tell you. As and when you connect deeper and deeper, you recognize the magic that is unique to you. And we have Creator Water, which is a very spiritual and emotional card. Going to the beach, connecting with water in any way, rain, shower, bathtub, whatever it is, do it very mindfully, connect with water. And that is a very useful way for you to connect with your own spirit. Water, like I said, is very spiritual. All the cups, quartz in the tarot represent spirituality and also the emotional nature of things. Connect with the spiritual form, and you will notice a lot more different things. Just the experience is going to be shifting your external reality quite quickly, actually. Okay. Universe's messages for part 4 viewers. Also connecting with your intuition. Okay, we have the 5 of Cups first. And then we have the 6 of Pentacles. And I'll get you one more. Messages from the universe, please. For part 4. Yes, we have 10 of Cups. Absolutely wonderful. Okay. 5 of Cups is feeling sorrowful and in a mourning stage, and kind of being in that state of loss, and things that have made us upset, basically. Oh no, these cups are broken, but you're not noticing that there are some cups still standing. 3 cups are broken, 2 still standing, but you focus on the 3 that are lost. So if certain people have left your life, or you have extricated yourself from a tough situation of any kind, can be related to work or just life habits in general, and it has not been easy, or you're feeling upset about something. Okay, it's different for everyone. But whatever it is making you emotionally upset. It's not just an overthinking thing that's happening. It's a sorrowful state or a mourning type of state. This is saying that there is a time and place for that. You need to acknowledge, and it's very healthy that you're acknowledging, but be mindful that you don't stay in that state. Okay? Remember that you still have the 2 cups standing. You still have a lot of resources in your life. You have the correct resources now. The things you did not need, that's what have fallen away. And it's time to look at something brighter. Appreciate the things that you do have at the moment and move forward with that knowledge that, hey, let's shift my reality. Let's not focus on the things that are gone. Let's cross the river and focus and just appreciate and hold the things that are really lovely at this time. The 6 of Pentacles is talking about that equal give and take, that exchange. You cannot keep asking from the universe all the time. You cannot keep yourself detached either. Like, there has to be a conversation, basically, with the universe, with yourself. First with yourself, establish a communication which allows you to see the things that are truly there in your life and which have always been there in your life. Okay? Appreciate those things because they were there, so it stays, not gonna say stays, but they are here for a reason. They are here to uplift you and get you along. Regardless of the many things that have fallen away, there are some things that have been constant. What is that? One of them is definitely your soul. That has always been by your side through thick and thin. It chose your body, it chose this human form of you so that it can spend this lifetime with you. And so it will experience the sadness with you, it will experience mourning with you, but do you want to scar your soul forever, for this entire life? Do you want to stay there? I'm not saying you really are, forever trapped or something, or that you completely preserved this, not preserve. I'm not saying that you perceive your situation to this extreme. It's an exaggerated expression that I'm using here. There's a whole spectrum. You might just be in a sad state at this time. It doesn't have to be a distraught, desperate nature either. But just take as it resonates, okay? Many people are watching this, so different people react differently. But the point is that you don't need to stay in that state. Just keep that in mind. And it's fine to cry once in a while, to feel upset and sorry for yourself once in a while. It happens, okay? It's very natural. Just don't stay in that, because there is the ups and the downs, and there's always a flow though, right? Six of Pentacles, again, having that conversation, give and take. And also it talks about that flow again. Ten of Cups is experiencing that happiness, fulfillment, bliss, and peace. That is something that's coming, but you need to get to the other side of the river and keep in mind that you have a lot of things to give thanks for, and that you don't need to fixate on things that are lost and gone and dead. Okay? By dead, I mean, things in life, phases in life, people who have fallen away from your life, things like that. Just keep it in mind. I'm not saying that the moment I say it, you have to do it and that you have to do it urgently. No, there is a timing for everything, and go with that flow. But as long as you are aware of this, you will make your way towards it. Okay, that's just my point and my wish for you. Okay, flow with things, happy, yes. A lot of bliss waiting for you, happiness that will just flow. Again, with these cups, they're just flowing and mixing and, swirling around in your reality. That it will just happen. With the bluebird as well, you're being gifted with blessings of peace and happiness, right? Yeah, we have dream. Pay attention to your dreams. That might be a way that your soul communicates with you. If you don't remember your dreams, and telling your brain before you go to sleep that, hey, remember the dreams, please. You might remember some, which are especially important. Keep a dream journal, log them, pay attention to any symbolism, the time of the day, the weather conditions, the people you're surrounded by, the feelings that you have, any animals or birds you see, any different colors or numbers you see. These are all very symbolic. The elements around you, earth, water, fire, or air, what is most prominent, things like that. And also, this is encouraging you to dream for the future, have that highest vision, and hold it in your life so you can move past any problems that present themselves along the way. Don't be afraid to dream, because it is possible. If it gives you joy and happiness, and it is the real joy and happiness, not something that society has prescribed for you, then you will achieve it. And there you go. We have new moon. Let's begin again. Let's refresh. We're done and dusted with that previous phase. Let's start with this new one and begin with a new sense of reality, support, acceptance, and realization, and move forward and experience all things anew. You're living poetry. Let's begin the next verse. Right? Okay. That's what I have for you, Pile 4. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope you enjoyed and that the messages helped and resonated. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like the video if you liked it. Share and subscribe as well. If you want a personal reading, you can always reach me via my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box and the comments below. Feel free to check out any of my other videos. There are plenty on my channel and all different genres, so it's up to you what you want to select. But until next time, take care. Bye.